What's up YouTube, it's Shazano TV and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we have fashion items that nobody wears anymore. I'm excited to see like what type of fashions has gone out of style. A lot of stuff has been making a comeback or just made a comeback from the 90s, the 70s, hopefully not the 50s because that was just like suits and dresses. I don't think that would work in today's society of not so black and white fashion, but I think this is interesting how like stuff is making a comeback and then it goes out of style, like Jordan mids. Like after I wore Jordan mids, it became out of style, or somebody, a sneakerhead, would probably argue that it was never in style. So let's get into the video.
Born in the year 1997, the same year Michael Jordan won his 5th NBA title, the same year Princess Diana fatally died in her car crash, and the same year Steve Jobs returned to Apple.
My camera's not turning on.
From 1997 to now, 2022, I have grown up in what I believe to be the most fast-paced period in human history. Now on this channel, we focus on fashion, and that same rule applies to the fashion industry. From being a middle schooler in 2007 to graduating university in 2020, I have seen a lot of changes in the fashion landscape from my youth to now. And with those changes, there's a lot of items that I just don't see anymore. Today's video is about exploring some of those items and just having fun.
You know what I want?
A trip down memory lane.
Heelys, but like on a different pair of shoes, like on some.
As a disclaimer, if you still wear some of these
nice
items, kudos to you. This video is just about highlighting some of the things that I perceived to be cool as a kid and the things that I thought were cool based on what I saw online. What prompted me to make this video is that 2 weeks ago I was in New York City, and if you haven't seen that vlog, I highly recommend you check it out. But while I was in New York, I saw someone wearing a pair of Adidas Calabasas track pants. And it made me stop. I looked to the left and my girlfriend was sitting next to me and I said, "Lauren, when's the last time you've seen a Calabasas pants?"
I've never seen
those.
I used to wear them all the
time. And I remember them being so huge. So let's start here with Adidas Calabasas track pants. In my eyes, in 2017, when these pants came out, they were the best pants money could buy. I was a freshman in college when they came out, or maybe a sophomore, and I hobbled together all the little monies that I had to pick up a pair of these pants. And funny enough,
they look like some streetwear, nice. But Adidas.
As an athlete at the time, I loved athleisure, comfortable clothing. I was also pretty big on Yeezys, and anything that had comfort and aesthetics was right up my alley. But nowadays, when it comes to the Adidas Calabasas track pants, I see less and less of them. I guess I'm just happy that I sold mine for a profit rather than a loss. When I was in middle school, the coolest shoe ever to me were the Nike Air Huaraches. These to me were just iconic, and everyone in my school seemed to have them, or everyone who was cool seemed to have them in my school. And I always wanted those more iconic colorways, the ones that the cool kids were wearing. But
I didn't like them
I never
at the time,
really had the opportunity to buy them because I was just a young middle schooler. I had no money. Crazily enough, when I got into high school, I actually still had interest in the Air Huaraches, and at the time I had a girlfriend and she actually bought a pair for me when I was in high school. Yeah,
when I was in high school, Huaraches,
nice gift. Shout out to you, Bree.
Couldn't walk past without seeing by some Huaraches
forever, including the interest that people had in the Nike
like
Huarache.
Every other person.
Let's take it back to the mid and early 2000s when Juicy Couture tracksuits inundated my 6-year-old brain. Similar to the 90s, I remember a lot of people wearing tracksuits during my upbringing. Now, as a 6-year-old, when you first watch TV, you're perceptive of everything, whether it be what your mom's watching, what your dad's watching, or the Cartoon Network shows that you are supposed to be watching. And I distinctly remember watching TV, watching YouTube videos, and remembering my celebrity crushes at the time that were outfitted in Juicy Couture tracksuits. My little boy crushes at the time included people such as Halle Berry, Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, and Jennifer Lopez. And at that age, I didn't really understand fashion, but I understood what drew my eye in and what drew my interest in and what didn't. Now, I don't really have the sales figures, but from my understanding, Juicy Couture had its biggest moments during the early and mid 2000s. And I think it's reflected in the memories that us 90s babies and Gen Zers have about that time period. If you were old enough to remember.
Couture,
I remember being in middle school and these bracelets called Silly Bands were unnaturally popular. And for me, I think it was the first time I took it upon myself to put a bracelet on my wrist. I also distinctly remember never purchasing a Silly Band. Rather, there were kids in my grade that seemed to have full arm's length worth of Silly Bands. And when I asked them if I could have one, they were gracious enough to give me more than a few. I also remember at my school, they became such a problem.
Okay, see, with the Silly Bands, you gotta give out the ones that you're willing to lose. Like, these are collectible items, okay? Like, the rare ones or the ones that you don't see often, the ones with the good colors, like, you're not getting those. But the regular ones, the one that you see, the starter pack, you give them out to people.
Like, that they were just on the floor, they were everywhere, that they were eventually banned for a period of time because people would just leave Silly Bands everywhere, and you had rainbow colored floors instead of the dingy carpet that we traditionally had. Something that I distinctly remember as a kid growing up that just isn't the same anymore today is the fashion that was showcased in music videos. More specifically, rap, hip-hop, and R&B. As a kid, I grew up as an only child, and I can remember vividly going to the library, or eventually when we got our own personal computer, spending hours upon hours studying music videos to try to be cooler, dress cooler, and act cooler according to the rappers, hip-hop artists, and R&B artists that I loved at the time. Music videos such as Bobby Valentino's Slow Down, other artists like Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, Bow Wow, T-Pain, and so many others. And like I said, I was a connoisseur of 2000s music videos when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. Growing up, I both enjoyed these music videos from a music standpoint, but I also thought that they were putting me on to how to learn how to get girls too. Little did I know, growing up in Colorado, there aren't many girls that look like they do in these music videos. There weren't many items that I was lusting for in these particular music videos. It was more so just the aesthetic and the whole vibe that the characters, the artists created while making the music videos. But to honor the title of this video, no one really dresses like they did in 2000s or the 90s. Like, no one really leans into it that much, right? Like, there's people who try to honor that time period with different pieces and different things, but for the most part, majority of people don't strive to dress like 2000s and mid-2000s R&B, hip-hop, and rap artists. At least, in my perspective, they don't. And if you ever need a hit of nostalgia, go listen to Chris Brown and T-Pain, Kiss Kiss, a Nappy Boy Radio exclusive.
Classic,
oh
bro.
Man, that is that's one of my favorite songs.
Caller on line 1. Caller, what's your problem? How's it going?
Before we get to the last two fashion items that nobody wears anymore, let's get a word in for today's sponsor, Squarespace. Are you interested in making a website for your very own brand? Fast forwarding a bit, I remember Fear of God Vans being some of the hottest items here in the western parts of the United States. See, what most people don't understand about Colorado is that we get a lot of our cultural influence from California more so than other parts of the United States. And this is evident through the clothing and the mindset of the people in the state, especially the youth culture in the state. And Vans in Colorado were a huge part of that mindset and that energy. And when Jerry Lorenzo was actually a top dog budding into fashion, his Fear of God line was making waves in Colorado, especially the Fear of God Vans. I remember people going nuts for Jerry Lorenzo's Fear of God shoes. Funny enough, the release for a lot of these Fear of God Vans were inside of malls. And
no, I had a pair of those Vans, but not the Fear of God Vans. I don't think they was even like popping in Philly. I'm not sure, but I do know like a couple years ago, like 5-6 years ago, and at least where I'm from, like, and even probably still today, like low key, the the skate highs and the skate low, the black and white ones, those, they the most basic ones, but they, man. Oh, I got the the also, like, Vans go crazy, first of all, but I got the, what are those called, the floral ones. I still got those to the day, size like 6 or something. Like, I'm trying to sell them joints, but yeah, Vans, a lot of the Vans colorways go hard. I wanted the red ones so bad, but I never got the red ones. I still got my black and white ones, so that's crazy.
In places like PacSun, and I remember for myself camping out 11 hours for 2 pair of Fear of God Vans.
What?
Yeah, I was one of those kids. Something I see
Camping out
less
for
and
2
less
pairs
of in
Vans
fashion
is
is this
crazy.
idea of logomania, which I believe was more popular during the late 90s, early and mid 2000s. And for me, as a black kid growing up in this time period, I thought having a lot of logos and being really pop arty was the coolest thing ever. I think logomania has so many different looks and feels, from hip-hop and rap culture to the evolution of it and what it looks like today. I just see less and less of the rendition of what it was in the mid-2000s. And I understand the Y2K aesthetic tries to bring back and embody what it was in the 2000s, but I feel like a lot of times it's a very not Y2K look, it's a more of a Y22K look, you know what I mean? Should I make a part 2? What do you remember from your upbringing? Maybe you were born in a different country or a different region of the world than the United States. I'm so curious to read your comments down in the comment section, for real. And as always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2022, so that means I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity to you. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Abianto. What is good, post vid? Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Here's a fist bump for the 1 time bop. Here's another one for the 2 times bop. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end of the video. The 0.01% that stay all the way to the end. I know you're subscribed if you're a post vid vidder. I appreciate you so much. Let's get into the post vid topic of the day. Nostalgia hits. Do you guys remember in gym class we had these scooters, these very iconic scooters,
bro, in gym class, middle school, bro, we used to be hyped when they brought out the scooters, bro. And you would have to race, and then you had to race around the cone, bro.
In gym class that just were so fun. They
fall off, you done.
Like, life was just so simple.
Oh, and then you get the jump rope, right? You get the jump rope and you pull somebody, or like any type of rope, like you pull somebody, or you know, y'all on teams or something, you push somebody back. We used to do everything with them joints. You lock your feet with another person who also on it, and then y'all like somebody push y'all, like, and it never worked out, but we were so optimistic about it.
When you could go into gym class and there were these scooters that you could just roll around on.
I forgot about these things.
Gym scooters, I guess I don't know. These were just the simple pleasures of childhood.
Yeah, they had no brand at all.
We kind of forget how just the simple things are enough, right? Like, we complicate things as adults, and it's kind of sad. I kind of want to go back on one of those gym scooters for old time's sake.
I gotta find one of those. That's hard, bro. So there we have it. Fashion items that nobody wears. Like, this video in itself was so nostalgic. Like, shout out to Drew Joyner. He made a great video on this. I never seen his channel before, but I think you know, I might have to subscribe. You know, if you like this reaction, please leave a like, comment some more videos that you want me to watch, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because I'm gonna be dropping a lot more videos, especially for the last quarter of 2022. I hope you're having a great day, and I'm out.